Maria del Carmen Santiago is wishing you a blessed December.
The man who voluntarily entered hell. The story of Witold Pilecki here is a true story for you all. My videos are audio, which is something you can freely listen to without missing an episode while you clean, do dishes, or relax. Witold Pilecki was born on May 13, 1901, in a place called Olonets, in what was then the Russian Empire. His family had been punished for taking part in an uprising against Russian rule back in the 1860s, so they were forced to move far north. Growing up, Witold spent a lot of his childhood in Vilnius, which is now in Lithuania. He came from a proud Polish family that valued patriotism and faith deeply. As a kid, he joined the Scouts, learning skills like survival and leadership that would serve him later in life. He was a quiet, determined guy even then, always ready to stand up for what was right. When World War I broke out, Witold was just a teenager, but he jumped into action. He joined underground Polish scouting groups fighting for independence. By 1918, he was fighting against the Bolsheviks in the Polish-Soviet War. He saw real combat as a cavalry officer, including the famous Battle of Warsaw in 1920, where Poland stopped the Red Army's advance. That victory saved not just Poland but much of Europe from communist takeover at the time. After the war, he settled down a bit, studied agronomy at university for a while, got married to a teacher named Maria, and had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. He ran a family farm in eastern Poland, trained local reserves in the military, and lived a normal life as a husband, father, and community guy. People remembered him as honest, hardworking, and deeply Catholic. Then everything changed in 1939 when Nazi Germany invaded Poland from the west and the Soviets from the east. Poland got crushed between them. Witold fought bravely in the cavalry against the Germans, but after defeat, he went underground. He co-founded a secret resistance group called the Secret Polish Army, which later merged into the larger Home Army loyal to the Polish government in exile. These folks were building a whole underground state, running courts, schools, even newspapers, while sabotaging the Nazis. By 1940, rumors were spreading about a new camp the Germans built near Oswiecim called Auschwitz. Polish prisoners were being sent there and few came back. Telegrams about death started reaching Warsaw. The resistance needed eyes inside to figure out what was really happening. That's when Witold stepped up. During a street roundup in Warsaw on September 19, 1940, he deliberately got arrested so he'd be sent to Auschwitz. No one else volunteered for that mission. It was basically walking into hell on purpose. He took a fake name, Tomasz Serafiński, and became prisoner number 4859. Life in Auschwitz was beyond brutal. New arrivals got beaten, shaved, stripped, and thrown into starvation and hard labor. Typhus and dysentery killed thousands. The SS guards treated prisoners like animals. Witold saw it all firsthand, but he didn't just survive, he organized. He started building a secret network called the ZOW, a military resistance group inside the camp. They shared food, passed messages, boosted morale, and even planned ways to slow down the Nazis, like sabotaging work or gathering intel. Witold sent out reports through escaped prisoners or hidden notes, detailing the horrors. Mass beatings, starvation, medical experiments, and soon, the gas chambers starting to kill Jews on a massive scale. He stayed for almost 3 years, 947 days, way longer than planned. He watched Auschwitz turn from a brutal prison for Poles into the biggest extermination site for Jews, with millions murdered. His reports were some of the first solid evidence reaching the Allies about the Holocaust. He begged for bombings or uprisings to stop it, but nothing big happened. Finally, in April 1943, with the Gestapo closing in on his network, Witold and 2 comrades escaped during a night shift at a bakery outside the camp. They risked everything and made it to freedom. After escaping, Witold didn't rest. He wrote detailed reports on what he'd seen and rejoined the resistance. In 1944, he fought in the Warsaw Uprising, that desperate 63-day battle against the Nazis where the city rose up. He was captured again when it failed and spent time in POW camps, but survived the war. When peace came in 1945, Poland wasn't free. It fell under Soviet communist control. Witold went to Italy with Polish forces, then volunteered again to go back undercover in Poland. He spied on the new regime for the government in exile, reporting on Stalin's repression. But in 1947, the communists arrested him. They tortured him horribly, staged a show trial, and accused him of spying and plotting assassinations, total lies. On May 25, 1948, they executed him by shooting in the back of the head. He was only 47. His body was dumped in an unmarked grave, and his family wasn't even told where. For decades under communism, Witold's story was buried or twisted. He was called a traitor. Only after 1989, when Poland broke free, did the truth come out. His reports were published, and he's now honored as one of Poland's greatest heroes. Streets, schools, and awards bear his name. His voluntary mission to Auschwitz gave the world early warnings about the Nazis' crimes, and his resistance inside saved lives and kept hope alive. Witold Pilecki showed what real courage looks like, facing pure evil head-on, not for fame, but because it was the right thing to do. In a time when hatred based on race or beliefs led to millions dead, he stood against it with everything he had. We owe it to people like him to remember how dangerous that kind of ideology is, and to fight it whenever it shows up. Never again should anyone get away with thinking they're superior and others deserve death. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Follow so we can stay connected. Your support matters more than you know, and I appreciate every moment you give to listen. Your support is important to me, and it helps me a lot. Feel free to like, support, and subscribe. Crowning Thoughts True Speaker Copyright 2025 by Santiago D.C. Maria, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution. I love you all and stay blessed. Thank you for listening. Love always. Santiago D.C. Maria.
Maria del Carmen.